Hi, what you're about to listen to is an interview with Jeremy, the District Education Officer for the Ladner Freemasons. A few months ago, we found a case of Freemason regalia in a storage container, and we posted a video about it on social media. We got in touch with Jeremy so that we could return the regalia to the Freemasons. As a bonus, Jeremy agreed to do a podcast with us to talk about the stuff we found and about the Freemasons in general. Podcasts are usually meant to be listened to. While you can absolutely listen to this episode, there will be some points where we talk about the regalia and show it to the camera. But without further ado, we hope you enjoy. Okay, we're just sitting around yakking. I'm going to get rid of my cat, actually. My cat. You saw the storage lockers outside?
I did not.
Okay, out in the back parking lot.
Yeah.
There are 4 yellow bins.
Okay.
For our TV show Pets and Pickers, and for us now, we're on hiatus from Pets and Pickers, we still do storage lockers. That's how we, and they're donated to us, and that's how we fill our thrift stores when donations get like that sort of thing.
Sure.
And to be honest with you, it is literally the number one funnest thing we do here. Is going through storage lockers. You know, we're Storage Wars, and Pets and Pickers is based on Storage Wars paying for vet care, okay? So that's what we do. We pay for vet care, and we have the largest cat sanctuary in Canada here in Richmond. So we go through storage lockers. And when we went to the storage locker, we can get just, you name it, we found it in a storage locker. We found, ashes of people, guns, like I can't even tell you, just regular stuff, household stuff, and collectibles, right? People think they're going to go back and get their stuff. One of the best lockers we ever had was an Aboriginal lady who dad died, and all of his stuff was inside a storage locker, and she didn't know it was there. She didn't even have a baby picture of herself. That's unfortunate. It is, but we returned it back to her. We returned all her art. He's actually a famous artist. He makes masks and totem poles. And so I gave it back to her, and we sat there and cried for 4 hours. Right? While Pets and Pickers was filming us, we cried for 4 hours. I've never been so tired in my whole life.
I believe it.
But this is very similar to that. We're giving it back. My grandfather was the oldest Mason in Canada he died in 70-something or other, 78. But till then, he was the oldest. He was 98 when he died. He was a Freemason. Okay. And so this is Freemason stuff.
Some of it is.
Some of it. Oh, okay, because I did send you pictures.
You did send me pictures of it.
Before you get too far, Karen, we're going to have to introduce our guest here.
Hi, I'm Karen, and this is Jeremy.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
My name's Jeremy. I am a Freemason with Ancient Light Lodge in Ladner. I am also the District Education Officer for District 25, which covers Richmond and South Delta in the Grand Lodge of British Columbia and Yukon.
Wow, you're somebody.
No, I'm just a guy.
You're just a guy, but that's still
I'm just
cool.
a guy who happens to know a little bit of stuff about Freemasonry stuff.
Freemasonry. Well, all as I know is when my grandfather died, my Nana wouldn't look in his books. She said, "Oh no, you can't touch those." And she would not look. Even though he was passed away, she would not look.
That is correct.
Yeah, and she donated all of his stuff to a museum in Edmonton. Yeah.
And very often what happens is family members will know that Grandpa was a Freemason or Uncle Bill was a Freemason. Yeah. And there will be this sort of peripheral knowledge somewhere that somebody in the family has been either a Freemason or they've been associated with one of the other groups like Order of the Eastern Star, which is for ladies, or maybe the Shriners, the guys that wear the funny red hats in the parades and go around in scooters. In order to be a Shriner, you have to be a Freemason.
I did not know that.
And that's what this apron is.
Okay, go for it.
Well, we'll come back to this apron in a minute. The first one that I want to talk about is this apron, and this is a standard Master Mason's apron.
A Master Mason.
This is a Master Mason's apron.
How old is that thing?
It's hard to tell exactly by the weathering on it. and some of the staining,
Yeah.
I would be inclined to put it somewhere around the 1970s, possibly the 1960s, based on how thin the metal is here.
I just noticed, I didn't notice this before, but there is some initials on it.
EGA. And I gather there were some initials on the apron case, or a name on the apron case. T.E. Douglas. Okay, so these are different. It's not even the same last initial.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure who this would have belonged to. Sometimes you'll get a name written on the underside of the flap there, or somewhere on the back, and this doesn't have any of that. So this one's going to be almost impossible to track down its lineage. And this is what I was saying before, is often people will know that somebody in the family was a Freemason, but when that person passes away, they don't know what to do with their stuff. And so it'll often get donated.
Yeah.
It'll get dropped at a thrift store. I've actually seen aprons like this, and sashes like this. I've seen them at flea markets.
That's sad.
You can look at it as sad. You can also look at it I personally look at it in the context of the people who were donating it.
Right.
They don't understand the context,
Yeah.
or perhaps the history. There's an interesting saying about Freemasonry that, and when you become a Freemason, when you join Eastern Star, when you become a Shriner, when you become a member of Daughters of the Nile, or any of these other...
I think when I was a kid, I was a Job's daughter.
Yep, Job's daughter is another one.
When I was a kid, I was a Job's daughter.
We say that you join Rotary, you join a Chamber of Commerce,
Yeah.
but you become a Freemason.
Okay.
So once you're a Freemason, you're always a Freemason. Even if you hand in your resignation, you're still a Freemason. You're still a brother
Right.
among other Freemasons. You mentioned Job's daughters.
Yep.
And it is somewhat important to know, I think, and certainly some of your viewers might be interested, that the entire Masonic family is it's not a fat old white guy club.
That's important.
Freemasonry, for one, is highly multicultural, and you will find people of any number of nationalities, any number of backgrounds, any number of personal faiths that are all members of different lodges.
Yeah. Did it start in England?
Freemasonry started through Europe, and it actually started from the stonemason guilds.
Yeah.
The people that put up churches. They had guilds of stonemasons, and they had different secrets in how to put up different things, like how to create a proper arch in a cathedral. If you've ever been to Europe and you look at some of those vast spaces, if you ever go into Notre Dame in Paris and you look at just the size of the rooms, or the size of the sanctuary, and the arches that are on top. If you go to Istanbul and look at the Hagia Sophia, which is now a Muslim mosque but was initially designed as a Catholic cathedral, if you look at the Hagia Sophia, the space, the vastness of the ceilings in there is incomprehensible. Like, how did they put up something that big and that beautiful with no cranes?
And do nothing. Yeah.
But the secrets of the original stonemasons work to that.
Is that why there's, I can tell you, when we got this collection, a person who works with me was like, oh my gosh, yeah, it was almost like it had voodoo. You know, there was this
Yeah.
weird, and I told him that I have a soft spot because of my heritage.
Mm-hmm.
Totally didn't get it. And so what do you think caused that mystique? Like, the Freemasons, it's all hocus pocus and stuff like that. Because it's a thing. Even when we talked on the phone, I'm like, it would be really great to demystify that.
Mm-hmm. So in order to demystify that, I'm going to go back half a step.
Right.
And talk about the fact, with your permission, of course,
Yes.
that Freemasonry is not just a fat old white guy club.
It isn't.
There are other, we refer to them as concordant bodies. And it's a different organization that is immediately adjacent or appendant to Freemasonry. There are organizations for women, such as Order of the Eastern Star. There is the Shriners, who raise money in support of Shriners Children's Hospitals.
Yep.
And I'm a Shriner as well, and I can talk for an hour solid just about the shrine.
Wow.
Then there's Daughters of the Nile, which is the women's equivalent to Shriners. They also raise money for Shriners Children's. Money raised in Canada by Daughters of the Nile stays in Canada and is donated to Shriners Children's in Montreal. And if there are kids in BC that need treatment through Shriners Children's, the Shriners in BC will fly the kid and a parent to Montreal.
Nice.
If they have to. It's
Nice.
not about geography. It's not about Shriners Children's is in Montreal, so only kids in Montreal can go. That's not how it works. There are, as you mentioned earlier, organizations for young men and young ladies.
Wasn't it the Demolay for...
Demolay.
See, I'm up on it.
Yep. Demolay
Yeah.
for young men,
Yeah.
and Job's Daughters for young ladies.
Yeah.
Demolay, interestingly, or not, depending on your perspective, was named for Jacques Demolay, who was the leader of the Knights Templar
Oh, yeah.
back in 1307, when the Knights Templar were declared persona non grata by the Pope,
Yeah.
and they were rounded up, and Jacques Demolay was executed on Friday the 13th. And that is where the idea of Friday the 13th being bad luck, that's where it comes from, is from the early 14th century.
Wow.
When the Knights Templar were outlawed by, I want to say it was, and I'm probably, I know I'm mistaken on this, and you'll probably get a million comments from people. He knows nothing. I want to say it was Pope Clement, but I don't know. It was the Pope at the time was in cahoots with the King of France,
Yes.
and the Templars had more money and power than both of them put together. And the King of France had some financial problems, so he made a deal with the Pope. The Pope declared the Knights Templar to be persona non grata, and the King of France got all their money.
Oh.
Except the Templars heard about it a couple days before and started moving everything.
Yeah. My husband's watching Oak Island, hoping some of their stuff landed there.
Probably. Probably did.
Okay, so
Wouldn't surprise
you think
me.
that came from the 70s?
This came.
And that's a Masonic one, hey?
This is a simple Masonic apron. This is a Master Mason's apron. We can tell that it's a Master Mason's apron by these rosettes
Okay.
and the fact that there are three of them. tells me that it's a Master Mason. Freemasonry, core Freemasonry, only has 3 degrees. So to go back to what you were talking about earlier with the people who have a sense of conspiracy theorism, and they'll talk about 33rd degree Freemasons, there is, in core Freemasonry, there is no 33rd degree. There's 3. There's entered apprentice, there's fellow craft, and there's Master Mason.
Where do you fall in that?
I am a Master Mason.
Right.
So I've got an apron, and I've got, same thing, 3 rosettes on mine. Because of my role within my own lodge, I'm the past, for lack of a better term, president of my lodge. I'm the immediate past. So I've got a special apron that has a special logo on it, which indicates that I'm the immediate past.
Oh, okay.
But when my year as IPM is done, then I will go back to a regular Masonic apron that looks very much like this one.
Right.
The rosettes are intended, and different people have different interpretations, but the rosettes, among other things, can be interpreted to refer to beauty. Freemasons, if you walk into a Masonic lodge, it's full of symbols, and Freemasonry refers to itself as a system of morality veiled in allegory, so narrated by stories and illustrated by symbols. And if you walk into a Masonic lodge, you'll see all these different things and all these different points, and each of them has a different meaning. 3 of the core principles that we work with in a Masonic lodge are wisdom, strength, and beauty.
Oh.
And so this is part of the remembrance of the beauty
nice.
side of things.
Nice.
So,
Is there a Masonic symbol on the American $1 bill? Is it a $1 bill? It's on some of their bills somewhere.
let's find out.
I think there is like the triangle. It's got the tools in the triangle, right? Am I totally crazy about that?
I have a $1 bill.
Ah,
I have an American $1 bill. So, they have the all-seeing eye in the back here. So there is the all-seeing eye
yep,
right there.
yep.
Is that purely Masonic? Not purely Masonic, although it is widely known and widely accepted that a large part of the a large percentage of the signers of the U.S. Declaration of Independence
We're Masons.
were Freemasons.
Yeah.
Are there other symbols on here that are Masonic
They
in
even
nature?
wondered about that part.
Which part?
The pyramid,
Yeah, the pyramid in and of itself is not
Masonic.
inherently Masonic. It's
Because they even said
yeah.
that he was a Mason.
George Washington.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was. He was. So was Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
There are, I do not believe, any other symbols on
Because
here.
there is a whole pile of conspiracy theories about why that symbol is on that bill. Right?
Well, in
And I think that adds to the mysticism of all of this. Like, I mean, genuinely,
Yeah.
people said, should you have that in store? Because I don't know what they thought was going to happen to them. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, well, what about the Knights of Columbus, right? I mean,
Knights of Columbus are actually associated with the
Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. And so I don't know. So here's the other thing. So Tanner and I, of course, you saw us on the video, I saw, right?
I did.
And there's Tanner, and we weren't planning on doing it at my desk. It just sort of worked out that way.
That's the way it
Tanner?
goes.
Yeah, it was. And so is the coin. There's the coin.
Yeah.
But what was more interesting wasn't really the coin. There's something etched into the coin and then this note. Do you know what that note means? I guess you do. There was that note inside with the coin.
So I'm not seeing anything on the edge.
It's in the center.
It's in the center of
Yep.
the.
The sides. Maybe the other one.
There's something etched in the middle. It's like a circle or
So
something. kind
the
of?
Scarborough
Well, that'll probably work
chapter.
too.
Yeah.
So that's the Scarborough chapter.
It's in that circle.
Everyman penny. Canada. So this is not a challenge coin. They received every man a penny. So this looks like it was simply a token or souvenir related to what we would call a degree. So, you know, we mentioned a few minutes ago about 33rd degree
Right.
Freemasons. In Freemasonry, there are 3 degrees: entered apprentice, fellow craft, and master mason.
Right.
We also talked about appendant bodies, concordant bodies.
Right.
And there are other bodies besides the Shriners and Star. 2 of them are Scottish Rite, and the other one is called York Rite. And this apron is York.
Okay. Is that why we have the coin?
That's what this is about, I believe.
Okay.
Okay. This looks like a souvenir coin related to York Rite. Judging by and it's very difficult to see. I don't know if you've got the ability to zoom into it or if you could see it. There's a circle with some letters on the center of that coin. Do you see those?
Yep.
So I can't go into the details about what all the letters mean, but that tells me unquestioningly that this coin is related to York Rite.
Okay.
There's no doubt, 0.
What's with the note?
This makes sense to me,
Okay.
and it's similar in structure to that, but
Oh.
without the triangle. If you
Okay.
take the triangle out
Right.
and replace it with a box,
Okay.
you've basically got the same or something very, very similar.
So this side up, right side.
So
Why
this,
would you keep that note?
that I'm not sure.
Because it was in this little bag, note and coin.
That I'm not sure. I'm really not.
Well, you're going to take this home and you'll figure it out.
I can find out.
All right.
I can find out.
So, what is this then?
So this is,
Here.
we'll put that back in there.
Yep.
So this is from York Rite. So this is one of the appendant bodies. And I actually went out and did a little bit of research based on the pictures that
Yeah.
you sent me. So if you'll allow me a second to refer back to my notes.
Yep. There's these little bags here too, but they didn't have anything
Yeah.
in them.
This apron and sash belonged to basically the equivalent of each lodge, each Masonic lodge has its own person running the lodge. They're referred to as the worshipful master. York Rite has its own ritual, which is separate from what you would find in a regular lodge.
Right.
This apron and sash belonged to a past master. The official title is Companion? Grand Companion?
Do you think this guy and this guy are the same guy?
It's hard to tell unless there are initials on here somewhere. But this apron is quite a bit newer.
Yeah, sure is.
The other way that I know that it's newer is because it's got the pocket at the back. It's actually got a pocket back
For
here.
your wallet?
Actually, yeah. We'll keep wallets in them. We'll keep cell phones in them. If we spend a lot of time at formal events, sometimes we'll wear white gloves. We'll keep the gloves in them.
All right.
My apron actually has my gloves in it.
So you don't lose them.
So I don't lose them. Where did it
So
go?
is this from Ontario too?
There's no clear indication. York Rite is pretty much.
Does this help? Because it also
This is Scarborough, yes.
And it looks like the same. It looks like the same. The same reds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that.
Oh, this is a past master's jewel, and we can also see on the jewel here that round part has the same letters on it that the coin has.
Okay, so this goes with this.
Yes, it does.
All right.
Let's see. No, it wasn't in my email. Maybe it was in my email.
Is there a way to figure out who T.E. Douglas is?
There probably is a way to figure it out.
Because this is obviously his,
Yes.
right?
Now, if this came from Ontario, and I suspect it all came from Ontario,
Yeah.
it'll be a little tougher.
Doesn't one lodge speak to another lodge?
They do. There are different jurisdictions, though. This would be So I mentioned earlier that I'm part of Grand Lodge of British Columbia and Yukon.
Right.
Scarborough, Ontario is covered under the Grand Lodge of, they refer to it as the Grand Lodge of Canada in the province of Ontario. Now, being a BC kid,
Yeah.
I am, of course, not surprised that people in Ontario refer to themselves as the Grand Anything of Canada
Yes.
in the province of Ontario. But we're the Grand Lodge of Canada. Because Ontario people,
Well, or yeah.
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 My grandpa's lodge was in Lethbridge, so I'm not so sure it's going to be
There you go.
a table turner.
Okay.
But,
So
yeah.
this is a this is a Grand Companion's apron. This is the person that was in charge of the lodge. We can tell by the gold fringe
Yep.
around the outside. If it was just a member of York Rite, it would not have the gold fringe.
Right.
It wouldn't have the tassels. It wouldn't have the gold
We
tassels
fancy.
here. Yeah, that's
fancy.
exactly it. It would be a little less ostentatious.
Yeah. It does have a maker label back there.
Yes. Muir Cap and Regalia, also in Scarborough.
Okay, that's the guy that made it.
Which ties in with the coin
Yeah, it does.
and the medal. The medal is a past master's medal.
Yep.
When you are the past master of a Masonic lodge or a York Rite chapter, then
My grandfather had 4 jewels. I don't know why 4, but he had 4 jewels.
there are different types of jewels.
Yeah, maybe he has something in his little.
This one specifically is for York Rite.
Yeah.
So if you had this this
would you wear
jewel. You would wear it at
here?
a York Rite chapter meeting
Fit up
on
here,
the
right?
on the left breast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regular Masonic lodges have different jewels.
I've seen a picture of my grandfather, and he's got like 4 here. And probably he's one because he was the oldest guy. I mean, like he was like 99 or something.
So it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
I've got one, and it's got 3 bars on it.
Right.
So bar, bar, bar.
Like a military people have bars on theirs too, don't they?
Not quite. These are a little distinct. That is the one with the bars on it.
Yeah.
Is called a Lewis jewel.
Oh.
A Lewis jewel is worn by Masons who have fathers, grandfathers, children who are also
Okay.
Freemasons. So my Lewis jewel, I've got both my father and my grandfather that were also Freemasons.
Right.
And so I've got on top my grandfather, and when he was initiated into Freemasonry, then the middle one is my father, and the bottom one is my own.
Oh, that's so cool.
If my son were to ever decide to join Freemasonry,
Right.
then he would also be entitled to wear the same jewel, and his would have 4 bars.
That is so cool.
There would be his own plus the 3 ancestors.
Wow, that is so cool. So what do you think is going, because I'm going to give you this stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm glad it's going to go to somebody who can appreciate what it is. Because the reality is, in this environment that we sit in Mama Karen's, it won't get what it needs. And it needs to have a respectful place to land.
And again, that's a good point of continuity.
Yeah.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier, where a lot of people will find this stuff in an estate, in a closet,
Yeah.
and they don't know what to do with it.
So what should a person do if they come across the grandpa's stuff hidden in the back of the closet?
The easiest thing to do
Yeah.
is to go onto the internet, find a nearby Masonic lodge,
Yeah.
and go for a short drive or a walk. When you get there, you'll probably see a note or sign or something on the door with a phone number or an email address,
Right.
and just call
Okay.
and say, hey, my ancestor passed away, and I've got some of their old Masonic stuff. I don't know what to do with it. Do these things have any intrinsic value in and of themselves? No,
No,
not really.
I didn't think so either.
No.
I didn't think they had monetary value, but I knew that they would have value of the heart.
And that's exactly what it is. Freemasons tend to be
Sentimental?
aware of the passage of time.
Yes.
Not all of us are sentimental.
Right.
Some are sentimental. Some have a deep and abiding respect for history and tradition.
Yep.
When I mentioned earlier that I've seen aprons similar to this without the gold fringe in a flea market,
How's that?
and I just bought it
Good, I'm glad you did.
because somewhere some person spent an unimaginable number of hours in a room, in a lodge room, with people that some man wore this apron and this sash and spent heaven knows how many hours with people that he referred to as brothers,
Yeah.
people that he thought of as the closest that you can get without blood relation.
Yes.
Because of the gold fringe, like I said, this is a past master's apron. So there is technically companion's apron, not past master. It's a companion's apron. this person was working to improve the lodge, to help coach and teach and practice and refine and help others become better themselves, to help other men themselves become better people and learn new lessons.
Yeah.
And
It's a skill needed in today's environment.
that is a tactful way to phrase it. One of the
I'm not known for that, by the way.
could have fooled me. Could have fooled me. One of the things that many people don't understand about Freemasonry is that it is about connection and about giving men an opportunity to be part of something bigger than themselves and to have that genuine bond of friendship and closeness with other people that are of, for fear of sounding hoity-toity, people that are of exemplary moral character.
Yes.
I was mentioning earlier that I've been around Freemasons since 1990. That is 36 years.
Wow.
You know how sometimes you meet somebody and they just instantly set off those alarm bells
Yep.
in your brain and you're like, this is not a good person.
Yes.
I just, seems nice, seems very polite, I just don't trust this person.
Yep.
That internal alarm system.
Women call that their intuition.
Yep, so do men.
Yeah.
Although I would probably use a different language if we weren't on camera. But, something about an alarm.
Yeah.
I've been around Freemasons for 36 years and I can keep my socks on and count how many Freemasons I've met in 36 years that set off that internal alarm. Where else can you do that?
Nowhere. Nowhere.
And that's a function of the quality of the people that tend to find their way to Freemasonry. We do not solicit. We do not recruit. Freemasonry will not put out an ad on Facebook saying, come join us.
Yes.
One of us.
Do you think that
one of us.
Do you think that's part of the mystique, though? Because you don't?
I think part of the mystique comes about as a function of the way Freemasonry conducted itself in the post-war era.
Yeah.
Freemasonry really had its biggest surge in membership in the post-World War II era.
That would have been my grandfather's era.
Men came back from fighting overseas, and while deployed, they had a strong sense of, for lack of a better word, a strong sense of closeness and intimacy with the other members of their units.
Yeah. Camaraderie.
The camaraderie, the brotherhood. And coming back from the war, that was suddenly gone. And so they went and they sought that out again. Interestingly, that's also how motorcycle gangs got their start.
Well,
Was coming back from the war. Many people, especially in the especially aviators, came back and they wanted that thrill, they wanted that speed, and they wanted that closeness, that connection. And so they formed riding associations, which some of them
morphed into something else.
some of them morphed into something else.
Yeah.
But part of that was also manifested by those who ended up joining Masonic lodges or other groups, like maybe they joined the Elks, or, as you said, Knights of Columbus, the Odd Fellows.
Yep.
All these different organizations that really saw a boost in membership after World War II.
So what about membership now?
Membership now is generally declining. Part of that is, if I'm completely honest, that Freemasonry hasn't done a good job of communicating to younger men today who they are, what they do, and what's in it for the young man.
Yeah.
What's in it for the gentleman. It was, for the longest time, somewhat secretive, and they just didn't talk about things. If you knew, you knew. And if you didn't, you didn't. And there was no middle ground. And so that's where a lot of the secrecy side came out of it. A lot of the conspiracy theories that came around are the same. A lot of them come from the same people, the same lines of thinking that lead us down the path of alien cover-ups. Or the notion of the New World Order, and so on and so forth. Like it's all so much hooey.
Yeah.
The reality is that Freemasonry is not a secret society. We are a society that has things we don't talk about, but probably a good number of the people watching this podcast have also had to sign a non-disclosure agreement for their employers.
Yeah.
Does that mean they work for a secret society? No. It means that for us, it means that we have taken a personal, solemn, I have given my word that there are certain things that I will not do. And one of those things is I will not talk about all the detailed secrets that we have. Is there a secret handshake? Yes, actually there is.
Yeah.
In fact, there are 3 of them. But
why does anybody care? I've never figured out why. Like,
they want somebody to blame, maybe?
yeah.
I mean, you could just as easily ask, why was it in the Middle Ages that the Black Plague was seen as an act of God?
Yeah. Well, it's
Right.
because people didn't understand science.
And a lot of people don't understand Freemasonry,
Yeah, I guess so.
right?
Well, I'm happy to give this stuff to you.
Thank you, and we very much appreciate it. Freemasons, like I said, we do have a strong sense of history. We do have a strong sense of tradition.
Yep.
And so these will be taken.
You're going to take the whole thing, sir.
I will take the whole thing.
You are.
We'll take the whole thing and we'll
And
do
the
a little.
guy's thing.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll take the apron case.
Yep.
We'll do a little bit of research.
If
We'll
you find
probably.
anything out, give me a shout.
I will. We'll get in touch with the Grand Lodge of Canada in the province of Ontario and see if we can track down
Who he is.
who the member was.
Yeah.
Like I said, the York Rite apron is relatively new. It looks like it's something within about the past 10 years. So that should make it a little easier
Figure out who
to
you
track
Oh,
down.
and you got a guy's name.
We have a name to start with. But if there is anything to this where it turns out that the member was particularly noteworthy or otherwise memorable, if it's appropriate to do so, then we'll return the apron to
Whatever it is.
people, the people who will appreciate it the most.
I have a feeling you may be seeing me more. I have 50 more storage lockers to go through. And so I think you will be hearing from me, because this is not the first time we've come across Knights of Columbus or anybody, we've found a Shriners Gap once, right? So this is not the first time. I'm not so sure it closes very
No,
well anymore.
Looks like the latches.
Well, it's been sitting in a storage locker for who knows how long. Right? It was an abandoned storage locker. The reason why it was abandoned is unknown, right?
Yeah.
Eventually it's because they didn't pay for it, but half the time, like the Aboriginal fellow I told you about, it was the reason why he didn't pay for a storage locker is because he died. So you don't know why this was in the storage locker. But thank you for coming to see me.
Thank you, and as a token of gratitude, we'll be happy to make a donation to RAPS.
Thank you.
It's always good to know that there are people that are looking out for these things and are happy to do what's right instead of what's profitable. And that really speaks to me as an individual and as a Freemason.
You can come and save a few cats, eh?
Probably, yeah.
If you want a tour of my cat sanctuary, I'll take you.
My wife is quite the crazy cat lady.
Well,
so I'm
your
sure
friend
she'd love
Leanne,
it.
who's my sister-in-law. Have you
Yep.
talked to her lately? Pretty crazy cat lady herself.
I wasn't going to say that because she's your family.
No, I'll tell you that. She'll tell you that.
Probably, yeah.
Leanne will tell you. As a matter of fact, she has adopted a cat from RAPS.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Very nice.
So yeah. So we'll see you again.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Pleasure. Take care.
Take care, you too.